If you've ever been to an art museum before, you know that art is something people want to protect. Art museums have staff who keep a close eye on all of the visitors. They won't allow you to touch or even get close to the artwork. Now, as kids, you all have people who are looking out for you too. From the moment you were born, little babies, you had people who worked hard to protect you. Thinking about babies, I have a really fun game that we can play. And adults, you're welcome to play too. The game is called Who's That Baby? I'm going to show you pictures of babies, and I want you to guess who that baby might be. And to give you a hint, it might be someone that you're seeing this morning. Are you ready to play? Good. Let's go. Who's that baby? Did you say John Chafee? If you did, you are correct. Who's that baby? Do you think this baby is Pastor Debbie? If you do, you are right. Who's that baby? Hey, that baby's me, Miss Danielle. Uh-oh. This baby doesn't want to take his nap. Who's that baby? Did you say Pastor Steve? You're right. This baby is Pastor Steve. And today we're going to talk about this baby, baby Moses, and how God is always watching and protecting his children. Let's get started. Our Bible story comes to us today from Exodus chapter 2, verses 1 through 10. Find time this week to read alone or with your family today's Bible lesson. The Egyptians had enslaved God's people. They were forced to work for the Egyptians, doing hard labor, and the Egyptians were cruel masters. They even made a law that all baby boys born in Israel would have to be killed. God heard the cries of his people, and God was watching out for baby Moses. God protected Moses and led him where he needed to be so he would be spared. Many years later, Moses would be the man to save all of God's people from Egypt, and he would lead them to freedom. God is always watching out for us. His eyes are on us all the time, and he protects his children when they need him. Moses wasn't the only child that God was watching in this story. The people of Israel were God's children too, and God had watched over them for years as they were mistreated, and he had heard their cries, and he was forming a plan to rescue them from captivity. God led the Israelites to a place they called the Promised Land, and he promised to protect them as long as they remained faithful to him. God is still looking out for his people today. God looks over all of the little children, and he also looks out for his grown children. God hears the prayers of his children anywhere in the world, just as he heard the prayers of Miriam and her mother. He will look out for us, and he will protect us when we are afraid. All we have to do is ask, and we can know that Jesus is by our side every step of the way. We are God's creation, and we are his pride and joy, more valuable to him than all the artwork in the world. God will always protect his children because he loves them. Remember, when you are afraid, or if you find yourself in a tough situation, or if you just need a little assurance, you can always talk to God in prayer. Know that God is already watching out for you, and he will protect you when you are afraid. Now, in your worship bags today, you'll find that your Bible art project is scratch art. You might be wondering, well, what should I do? Well, it's up to you. You could design a prayer by drawing a picture or using words, or you could draw a picture of today's Bible story. Just use your heart and your creativity and have fun. Have a great Sunday, friends.